Welcome to another part of Spongebob Squarepants the movie game. This time we're going through Now That We're Men, which has the most treasure chests in a level. 5 treasure chests in total. We also got the Sponge Ball, which we've upgraded to now be the Macho Sponge Ball, which, as you can see, produces some electricity that will really damage some motherfuckers. And we'll be needing that as well as some other things if we're going to be fighting against this new enemy we're about to encounter right about now.
Get up here and fight like a starfish!
The Tartosaurus shooters are back, and they are much more annoying than they were beforehand. However, they can be taken care of in like one hit right now with our new Macho Ball, as well as the fact that we can ricochet their shots back at them. And they're going to be shooting a lot more than one shot. Right now, this weird alien guy he only shoots like 3 shots. Later on, they shoot like 10 shots, and we can handle 3. Our ricochet thing can handle 3. It can't handle more than that, and we will see just how bad it gets when we get into the next arena fight, because this next arena fight, man, it's not gonna be a fun one. It is not gonna be a fun one in any fucking way. It is legitimately gonna be one of the hardest minigame challenges in the game. I will die a few times because of it, so yeah, get ready for it. Also, as you can see, the ball does reach with these guys because of the radius. It's not that damaging though. I'd still recommend you just ricochet those shots back at them or use the uppercut to come one hit usually. But yeah, for the most part, the ball is very much useful. More useful, in fact, than it was back in BFEB. Also, skip this little thing right now until we get this chest up here, as you can tell. Okay, now it's time for the combat arena fight, which, as I told you, is going to be annoying. Because, as I've said, we don't have much. We only have the uppercut, we have our ricochet shots and shit, and now we have the Sponge Ball, which I am only going to be able to use at the start of fights, because we're going to be so fucking surrounded, we don't have time to actually wound this shit up. And not only that, but this arena fight utilizes essentially the last form of the enemies we're fighting. So they're the hardest version of their type. And it's going to be a few attempts, but we'll just jump kind of into the successful attempts. So yeah, here is the guy that will shoot like 10 shots at you. They spread pretty far, and if you hit back at least 4 or 5 of them, he'll die instantly. Like about 2 shots of the guy we're dealing with right now, normally in the level we're in, he will get down at like 2 shots. But this guy, 4 or 5. The problem is that if you try to knock down a shit ton of his shots, the game can't handle it, and the shots kind of phase for your attack, so you're still gonna take damage. The best move I can think of is to only hit the edges or to move backwards while spinning, because there's a better chance that you'll avoid it that way. However, as you can tell, it's not very easy. Even when you do back up or what have you, you can still get hit because the collision detection on your attack is just shit. The ricochet is very good. Unfortunately, the hit detection with the ricochet is not so good. It is the one thing that really puts this ability down, in that ricocheting it back really requires you to have some luck that the game is going to, you know, give you the ricochet instead of having it go through your fucking, like, spin attack there. Same thing will happen to Patrick, by the way. Patrick will also have to deal with this problem of his attack's not quite ricocheting the shots back either. So, yeah, you have to deal with this shit. You have to deal with annoying stuff here. But what's worse is the spawners here. The game, this entire arena fight, will love to spawn enemies right near you. Like, right at least in front of you or behind you. And if you're not ready for it, that shit can easily fuck you up. So, you gotta be careful and smart about what you're doing, or else you are going to end up dying. Also, even though this is our most powerful attack at this point with our spin, with these guys, what used to be one-hit kills, now takes 2 hits. Oh, and now we got these guys. We won't be seeing these guys for a while, but yes, these are the robotic rocket shooters that, you know, are just assholes, essentially. They are also the sleepy time robots. Remember how you had to do stealth back then in BFBB, and if you didn't, and they noticed you, they would have those laser eyes? Yeah, this guy also has the laser eyes. You get anywhere close to him, he will start lasering your fucking ass off. So, you have to keep your distance, all while shooting back, ricocheting his rocket attacks. So yeah, he is the dog catcher, I believe, and the sleepy time guy all at once. He is the ultimate formation of one of the easier enemies and one of the more fucking annoying ones. The good news is that this game does not have stealth. I'm guessing Heavy Iron learnt from their, you know, mistakes on the stealth thing of this game with BFBB and decided no stealth. No stealth at all. We're getting rid of it. You don't have to use your sneak ability at all. Even though you can still sneak in this game, you know, you can still, like, you know, edge the movement a little bit, and SpongeBob and Patrick will still, like, do the tippy-toe stuff. That will not matter at all in this game. You don't have to stealth at all anymore. The bad news is that we have this enemy, which, yeah, being a formation of 2 enemies and essentially having the worst traits of both enemies, that being the rockets and the fucking laser eye thing. Yeah, this guy is one of the worst enemies in the game. He is horrible to deal with. So, all I can really tell you is be careful and try to get lucky at the rockets too, because usually he will always have the rockets aim for you. Like, even when it's not spreading, the spread will always try to aim for you. Except the spread is random on where it's going to go, and where you're going to want it to be is you don't want to be too spread apart, but you do want it to not be too close to where they can easily hit you, because, you know, the whole hit detection thing is a piece of shit. And you want to ricochet at least almost all of his shots back too, in one go. And there you go. And I believe that was, if not the hardest arena fight in the game. It is legitimately an asshole to get through. And we've done it. We have nailed it, and we can now move on to essentially the next part of the game, which we are dealing with the balls right now. Later on, we'll be getting another ability, that we're definitely going to be needing for those rocket guys, by the way, because it will help us fucking tremendously, even though their range is abysmal. But first, use your bowling ball to hit these buttons, and a cutscene will happen. That was a weird model on Patrick then. Anyway, now we have our way forward and Patrick's free, I guess, so... Look, see? 3 shots. And, as you can tell, done. I recommend you just get all 3 shots right at him to kill him off completely, just in case. Usually they will always die immediately from having all their shots taken down, like back at them. Unless it's the 10 spread. At that point, just shoot the fucking, like, 4 or 5 of them and they're dead. Also, you notice that I just hit the bit of the tippy-toe thing right there. It still exists. There's no point to it anymore. Like, it will have no purpose in this fucking game. Also, I died. But yeah, don't fucking worry about, you know, stealth, because stealth is gone. Stealth has no purpose anymore in this game. Also, just took care of that. You know, just taking care of all of these crates here. Because, you know, the invisible crates are going to be around instead of, you know, being like the gray tikis. They are, I guess, like the Plan Z boxes or whatever. They are essentially Plankton's metal boxes. And yeah, to destroy them, you just have to go ahead and just be careful of how you handle this shit. We are very close to getting on a melee point, and the thing is, I don't really need to worry about melee points anymore, considering that once we get this next one, that's enough for us to actually upgrade all of our abilities, and at that point, the rest of the points I'm gaining is just going to be used for getting health. So yeah, when you get to this point, if you haven't used any of your points, your upgrade points, for health, if you've kept it all for abilities only, good news. At this point, when you reach like 20,000 and such, all of your points from there on out for upgrading will only be used for just, you know, upgrading your health for all your characters. Which there's a lot more to upgrade of that one. There is 6 more upgrade points to gain, essentially, from that. Because your health upgrades quite a bit. So yeah, I'm just going to take care of getting all of these melee points around here while breaking all the targets, being careful as well. And there you go. The Bungie stuff will always be easy. It's going to be the same tactics every time. There's a Bungie, like 1 or 2 Bungie pads later on that are a tad bit annoying, because they can be awkward to deal with, and you can easily, like, die from them, because the biggest issue is that they kind of place the melee points in really bad spots, like either too far down or too far to the side where you can just barely reach it. It's kind of shitty in that regard, but otherwise, if you don't have to worry about the melee points at all, you can just ignore it and just get the shit done, and it's really easy. Also, yes, that thing is shooting at me and being annoying. It will shoot straight for the button, in fact. But don't worry, I hit the button over there by holding on to the step pad there, which is the same as in PFBB. And, yeah, just taking care of that crap there. And because we have the upgraded ability of our bowl, we can actually hit more than one button as well. So, get a nice line up, and there you go. So yeah, this will help us out in actually getting across from here. This is kind of why I'm not upgrading my health yet, because it really is best that you hold off from upgrading your health until you've upgraded your abilities. Alright, so this bit right here, this is supposed to be like a fight, like a mini boss fight in a way. All you have to do here is roll your bowling ball right up that ramp and hit the enemy like 3 times, and that's it. You can also kill this guy immediately with your bowling ball if you get lucky with your aim and everything. But best to get this out of the way first so you have nothing to worry about with, you know, attacks and such, and then getting this cutscene out of it. That's a sad monster. Okay, let's get rid of these enemies over here, and then you can see they're still being spawned back, so, you know, I gotta be careful. But yeah, just get a nice bowl and make sure it's close enough to the enemy to kill him. There you go. And spawn is destroyed. I'm guessing the developers wanted you to get that later ability, that our last module ability, and then come back and, you know, be able to kill out whatever, or just ignore it completely. You can kill it with the bowling ball, just have the upgrade. Also, that just happened. I think that was on purpose. The developers deliberately put a little bit of a freaking kick there, so that it bounces upward and can basically kill that fucker in one hit. I kinda liked that. And also the jellyfish will still be around. The jellyfish will get a new visual look later on, and as you can tell, usually these boxes would stay around if you tiptoe. No, they will disappear completely. Also a checkpoint, but also a door, which acts as its own checkpoint. Not entirely sure why they do this, but they do. Now it's time for a little bit of an awkward one. What we have to do here,
Hey, this is great. You really gotta try it.
outside of seeing Patrick having a good time, is we have to take care of all of these, trampolines, making sure to spin them. And as you can see from me doing this, I can essentially direct the trampolines to where I need it to go, so that I can actually move on forward and take care of some stuff. Now, if you move this one, you just get, put back over here. That one has to stay down. And I will show later on that if you want to get rid of this freaking spawner here, and also get the melee points that are over on that spawner's side, I'd recommend you also keep that one over there down as well, and then, trampoline over there. And as I just told you, the developers didn't do a really good job at handling the melee points locations, so a few of these melee points here, you are going too high up to get them, so you are 100% going to miss some of these, because they did not line them up correctly. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I did just miss quite a bunch of melee points over there, as well as getting rid of the, the spawner. Also, this guy. Easy. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just off myself, which is easy, just fall into a pit and you're done. But yeah, keep that one trampoline down, this one right here, and then just jump onto it, and it'll take you straight to it. Hit it, get the fuck out of there before it explodes, get your melee points, and then just do what you did beforehand and get the fuck back over. Jump cut, and now here we are. Okay, so now we're just gonna have to take care of another one of these snake rides, I guess? Hit the thing with the ball, and then ride its snake-like body all the way across. You'll notice that there is a token here. You can notice as well that the ice throwables are here. So the freeze throwables, I mean, there's the watermelons and then, or throw-melons, and then there's the freeze ones. We'll be needing the throw ability in order to actually take care of that token. But first, we're about to do a wave fight by getting on here. Okay, so this wave fight, it's just multiple levels of fighting. So yeah, kill the enemies and our trampoline will be activated and freed, and we can use that to go to the next floor. Keep going more and more up the floors and you'll be able to fight more enemies. It gets a little bit harder each time. It's not going to be that hard. Much more time consuming than anything. If you take damage, however, there is a freebie of health around every floor, so, there's that at least in case you take damage. If you reach back to your main floor, you're not done yet. However, you are nearly done at that point. Because you still have to do like 2 more fights. There's this fight and the one above you. Because our goal isn't to get ourselves free and continue one from here. Our goal is to actually take this trampoline here and go 1 more floor higher so that we can actually go to where we need to go right now. See? So take care of this last wave of enemies, which, can be a bit tough, but it's not really at all. Get rid of these guys. Be careful not to die, because I'm pretty sure you would have to do this all over again otherwise. And, yeah, for the most part, that's the whole wave fight here. Pretty easy. Of course, we're not yet done, because as we go over here, we will notice that those 5 eyes that we had to deal with back in Voxlide, they're here now. And there's also a, you know, another one of those spawners. They want you to take care of these guys while enemies spawn, but if you do what I did there, you get rid of the spawner immediately, and then this is very easy to take care of, and then that's it. So, yeah, all these little fights, super easy, honestly. And now we can actually leave. We are now done. However, if you go to your left instead of your right to those stairs, you will find not 1, not 2, but 3 challenges are unlocked to you. You have the frozen lava, which needs the throw move. We have this trampoline here, which gives us swinging starfish. And you have another one of the floating block challenges. So yeah, quite a bit to do right now. So let's do the floating block challenge first, because all of this is going to be a very Patrick-centric sort of thing right now. So now these blocks have not only the whole spinning thing going on quite a bit, they also have spikes. The spikes are not instant kills, but they will kill. So, you know, be careful. Try not to touch them. The biggest issue with the spikes is you can easily get stuck on them too, so, that can really give you some trouble. Luckily, I never really fail the floating block challenges, so it's not that bad. However, I am going to be taking my time to look around to find the chest here, because there's a lot of areas where there could be chests. Your first thought is probably in this area of all these trampoline boxes, where a lot of them are really out of the way. Like that one right over there. It's going way over there for some reason. Maybe it's over here. No, that's just a random block that they decide to put in and have nothing for, because they want to be dickheads. No, our chest for this one is actually in a normal block. It's on one of the normal blocks later on, near the end in fact. And, yeah. This first half here, the trampolines and everything, just get through it. But now it's time for this. This is basically an amalgamation of all 3 of these blocks. The regular blocks now have spikes, the disappearing blocks, and the trampoline blocks. Pretty much all in segments. And there's also going to be a lot of spinning going on. Later on, the block challenges, this is going to be kind of the norm almost, where it's just going to have faster spinning, continuous spinning, and those normal blocks are not going to be the only ones having spikes on them later on. Just letting you know that. It's going to get quite hectic. The time, however, will always be fairly forgiving on how much they can give you for your mistakes at least. So you can make a good few mistakes before you end up failing. And there you go. Bit of an awkward extra to get, but there you go. Use trampolines to go up top, and then the game will direct you to go downward with small invisible blocks, and then you have to just avoid all the spikes all the way down, which, yeah, you can't really jump for, so just try to get lucky a bit. And there you go. I don't know if the game ends up bugging up a little bit if you get here with like about 1 second left, 1 seconds left, and you'd get like a fail as well as a win. I don't think that will ever happen. I don't think that is a bug that can happen, but you just thought I'd mention that. But I'll make it through with a lot of time left, so we'll be fine. And now I'm going to be Patrick again in the Porto Head, in which we're now going to go ahead and take care of this trampoline here, because all this one is the swing ability. So swing across the lava, don't fall in, be careful of the enemies around here, because a few enemies will be here to be kind of obnoxious, but not really that big of a problem. Wait, no, I'm wrong, there are no enemies, it's just a lot of boxes. Just utilize the box as well, and be careful of the explosive kind, and also just getting pushed like that, and there you go. And that is a token. Really easy token, honestly. You know, it's easy token? The fact it's a token right by the stairs, so... yeah, we have gotten quite a few tokens in a quick succession, honestly. With Patrick. We're not going to get that as SpongeBob. We're getting this Patrick, even though SpongeBob did all the fucking work. And, that is going to be it for this level. We're not done yet, though. We're getting a new ability soon. And we're also getting this cutscene as well.
And that is how SpongeBob and Patrick escaped the trench full of hideous, disgusting monsters. Meanwhile, Dennis continues to follow our heroes. Some unsavory types attempt to get in his way, but he manages to reason with them. And so, like two tin cans in a trash compactor, SpongeBob and Patrick continue on, blissfully unaware of the danger closing in on them. Standing in their way is a field full of stanky garbage, but with Shell City somewhere on the other side, they have no choice but to push on.
We're getting very close to getting to Shell City, but we're not doing Shell City dead ahead. We're doing that next time, and it's one of the most annoying levels of the game, at least the hardest of the platformer ones. But
Plankton is using those televisions to brainwash unsuspecting ocean creatures. You must destroy those televisions. Patrick, you've collected enough Goofy Goober tokens.
Now with improved targeting! Whatever that is. Donkey donkey!
Plankton's using those TVs to try and trick people to come to Bikini Bottom. If they go, they'll become slaves in his army.
If only there was something I could do!
You have to destroy the TVs. Who knows how many people Plankton will enslave if we don't?
Never fear, Mindy! I'm an expert at knocking stuff down.
yep, you sure are. But we're not doing this yet, because we now have the throw ability. Which means we can now go back to that now that we're men, and we can actually 100% it now, because we have the ability to throw. We also have all of Patrick's abilities. Which means that SpongeBob also only has one ability left, and you can kind of tell what it is at this point. But that also means that, as I told you, after upgrading Patrick's throw ability and Patrick's last ability, all of these points are going to health. So here comes the Macho Throw. This will allow us to essentially launch whatever we're holding way at enemies. It goes quite a far distance, it has a nice little charge going for it, and it will kill enemies really well. It is a really, really strong attack. It can kill enemies, most of them in one hit, for the most part. So yeah, it's incredibly good. However, the problem is that you have to get a good aim going on for it in order for it to actually work out for you. So, just be a bit cautious about that. The other thing is you gotta have throwables, which, as you can tell, throwables aren't a very occurring thing in this game. Outside of the fact you can throw enemies by stunning them with your whole slam attack and then throwing them, which you know is still a thing. Outside of that, the game does not really give you many opportunities of throwable items, so yeah, there's not many enemies, levels that have, these ice blocks or the regular throw melons. However, we can get this token at least, so I'm going to go ahead and get that right now. And I can easily get over outside of this island, back over to the mainland, but there is also a treasure chest in the lava area, and it took me a while to remember where it was, but I'm going to jump cut for you, and when I get to it, I also find myself seeing another bit of macho points there, just a one though. But over there, near the exit of the level in fact, is a treasure chest. It is, a very needed treasure chest. Unfortunately, we can't get all of the chests in this level, because there is 2 things we have to do. One of them, if I'm lucky, I can get with the bowling ball, the sponge ball I mean, but the other one I can't. So, yeah, we have to come back here when we get SpongeBob's final ability. But right now, go ahead, be Patrick, go back down here, and then, with the lava frozen, grab the extra and use the trampoline to get back up before the lava comes back and kills you. And also, you can't just exit from going up there, it's a wall. Okay, we're not done yet, because remember, there was a level that also had a throw challenge, and that was all blowing baby hunt. Yeah, throwing the fruit electric. So, we're not going to take care of this one. And this one, I'm willing to say, is the hardest throw fruit challenge of this game. I'm not sure if it's the hardest of both this and BFBB. But it does have quite a fucking tight time near the end to take care of one of them. Also, it starts off right here, even though we couldn't get up here before. So, I'm going to go ahead and show what happens when you press this button, just so I can show it to you. A slide whistle. Nice. Okay, so, this is nothing new to us. Avoid the electricity. Throw it onto the buttons. It always locks onto buttons. And then, hit the button across, you get a slide. Go through a few of these slides, and once we get to the very end, which is just a wraparound back to the start, we will end up getting our token out of this. It will mainly involve timing, it will mainly involve speed, it will mainly involve know what the fuck we're doing. And also, we can also finally get this other chest up here that we couldn't get beforehand. All we gotta do is just get across like this, jump down, grab it, and then come back up, like so. 21 treasure chests. We are getting pretty close to getting all of them now. I believe we're at halfway now, I think. Or at least we're past halfway. Now, you wish you could do this throw, but if you do the charge throw, it will destroy it immediately. So, and also electricity here will destroy the melon as well, so be careful. Unfortunately, you gotta be fast, which I was not. And I ended up dying here as well. I died a few times because this one is legitimately annoying and the attention here is a bit shitty too. So, yeah. I'm gonna just take care of just blowing this up because I wanted to. And now, I'm gonna have to time myself just right to not lose the melon here. Grab it, throw it across real quickly, get it across taking any damage, and then just run across, get my timing just right like so, and press the button. And I just make it before it, blows up. And then this slide here glitches me about for some reason. It's kind of weird. And there we go, the token. And that is going to be it for this level for now as well. We're not done yet. We still have another one of the tokens to get here. But we got all riches at least. However, next time we're going to be taking care of Shell City Dead Ahead, as we're going to be doing some boob tube smashing as a boob. And we'll be taking care of not the most annoying challenges in the platforming levels. We can't quite get to them yet, but it's going to be some annoying shit. It's going to be some kind of obnoxious shit to deal with. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time for Shell City Dead Ahead.